Air Canada Rouge is the low-cost arm of Air Canada, designed to compete against Air Transit and Sunwing. The core of their operations was a fleet of 767s, which they flew across the world, from Osaka to Algiers to Bucharest. But post-pandemic, all of the 767s were retired, leaving the airline only 39 A319s, 20s, and 21s. So what's a long-haul, low-cost airline doing with no long-range aircraft? Why does this airline even still exist? Well, who knows, but perhaps we can get some insight on this quick flight from Montreal to Quebec City in Rouge Premium on the A319. I arrived in Montreal from my Air Canada Jazz flight and transited to the domestic side. There's several restaurants on the domestic side, though according to Google, most of them were not that great. Of note is Pork and Pickle that takes priority pass, but I'll cover them in the future. With my business class award ticket, which tickets into Rouge Premium on Air Canada Rouge, I had access to the Air Canada Lounge upstairs. For a domestic lounge, it was very nice, with fantastic views of the runway and apron, as well as self-serve drinks and a large food spread. Unfortunately, the vast majority of the food was truly terrible. This Thai curry was all but inedible. I had booked a fine dining place in Quebec for tonight, but I'm now arriving 10 hours late, so I'm not making that reservation, and this curry isn't cutting it. The best item by far was the Montreal smoked meat sandwich, though it was no Schwartz.
Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz!
Boarding was scheduled to start at 8:25, and the flight was on time, so I went downstairs at 8:10. There was no announcement about boarding at all as the time came and went, but people lined up for boarding 10 minutes past the scheduled boarding time. But then we were told there was a maintenance issue and we were delayed 20 minutes. Great! I get that these things happen, but after my prior 2 canceled flights on Air Canada, I had a hunch. So let's look at the on-time performance of this route. It wasn't just this flight that was late. Look at the prior week. All but one flight was late, and that on-time flight was only marked as such because the data was missing in the system. 2 of the delays were for over 2 hours. That's not a singular maintenance issue, that's a trend. The plane had been on the ground for hours. Why had the mechanical issue not been addressed before? What's even more rich was that Air Canada officially said that the plane was late due to aircraft cleaning. So which is it? Both? Should I believe the ground staff or the airline? The same point stands for cleaning. Look, I may play an exaggerated persona in these videos, but in real life, I'm a very happy-go-lucky, laid-back guy. The last time I flew Air Canada in 2019 was significantly delayed. This trip, 2 rounds of canceled flights, then this maintenance delay. I'm sorry, but we are way past coincidence at this point. I'm tired, frustrated, and disappointed in Air Canada, and we haven't even begun the flight review. We finally boarded 8 minutes before our departure time. There's 3 rows of premium seats in a 2-2 configuration, while economy was in a 3-3. You know what? They're actually pretty great. There was enough legroom, but I was really amazed by the width. Perhaps it's because I've been working on my beach bod, but these seats are huge and I felt like I was drowning in space. There's also a footrest, which is a nice touch. There's no in-seat entertainment like on Jazz or mainline Air Canada, but given how antiquated those were, it's not a huge loss. There's Wi-Fi at these tiers, but of course I'm not paying for that on this short flight. Likewise, there's also streaming entertainment. The embarrassments continued as a gentleman in the row behind me arrived to his seat to find it missing the cushion so he couldn't sit down. How do you board an aircraft knowing that the seat is inoperable? They did move him up to premium and ultimately replaced the seat cushion, but this is a farce at this point. The flight and cabin crew were very upbeat, helpful, and encouraging to the tired passengers. I really can't fault them here. We took off 40 minutes late. Cabin lights weren't really dimmed, so filming was a bit tricky. Flying time was just 34 minutes at 19,000 feet. In Rouge Premium, there is officially a snack service. It was super quick. I just grabbed these from a basket and stuffed them in my backpack. We flew straight up the St. Lawrence, before landing in Quebec City in the dark. So Air Canada Rouge. On such short flights, the reduced service makes sense. On discount leisure routes to the US, Mexico, and the Caribbean, I guess it also makes sense. All of the Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge employees I interacted with were kind, patient, and very friendly, and I couldn't fault any of them. But like I said in the last video, something is very, very wrong at Air Canada now. The time for excuses is over, and they need to get their house in order. You might also ask, for such a short flight, whether it would have been better and faster to just take the train. Well, I'll be doing that next, and yeah, there's a lot to talk about there as well. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click that button and please subscribe for many more flight reviews to come. I'll see you next time for Via Rail doing this trip in reverse back from Quebec to Montreal.